Good afternoon to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate having the opportunity to be back here at the Mondial de l'Auto and to share my thoughts on how to manage a global company in a fragmented world. 4 years have gone since the last motor show here in Paris. In the meantime, our industry and frankly our world underwent historic changes. And of course, we announced Stellantis, birthed in January 2021, building a new company during a once-in-a-century pandemic, a war, and a shocking economic contraction has given us unprecedented challenges. On top, we continue to prioritize the fight against climate change while preserving the citizens' right to freedom of mobility. Even with all this, we are running the race and winning in the global market. We have demonstrated the ability to boost our business in the face of challenging conditions. There is no magic and, though. But I believe that there are some crucial ingredients that give us the ability to thrive in this fragmented reality. I'd like to share my thoughts on those now and give everyone here a look to our future. First, we have the soul of a startup and the size of a powerhouse. We combine the strength of our 14 iconic brands and our 2 mobility companies with our manufacturing capacity in 30 countries and our commercial opportunities in 130 markets. Add together our entrepreneurial spirit, and we can truly leverage our XXL size. We purposely built our governance to maximize our agility. We execute with focus and a sense of frugality. Everybody knows where and how decisions are discussed, and they are taken in very short loops. Second, our synergies are transforming us into a vertically integrated, sustainable mobility tech company that has more control over costs and more control on technology. Third, we work to render the status quo obsolete. At Stellantis, breakthrough ideas are the result of a healthy internal debate made by passionate, engaged, and straightforward people that have a fighting spirit to race ahead. Finally, we have a well-balanced turnover between the US with 49% and Europe with 36%. We are closely watching the conditions in our other regions to create what would become our third engine, able to contribute more than 25% of the revenue. This will help de-risk us from regional cycles. The combination of mindset, skills, and scale drive us to achieve great financial results in our first 18 months. In the first half of 2022, we posted record numbers with a leading 14.1% of adjusted operating income margin. We have laid a strong economic foundation, shielded by a break-even point at 40% of revenues. Now we are speeding forward to compete in a world where automakers are facing immense structural changes. Technology is driving us to new sustainable horizons as investments are transforming and sustainability is top priority. In my opinion, the magnitude of this change requires an all-for-one strategy to act like one operation, involving everybody who is contributing to today's profitability. That's why we have no intention to spin off our fast-growing EV and software units. The logic of dividing up activities is, for me, more a risk than an opportunity in an environment where huge investments are at stake and access to capital will be limited. No gimmick. We are one company, not splitting into old co and new co. As we quickly and proactively shift to a customer-first driven company, we will reskill and upskill our people. Transformation needs the scale and the diversity of our teams. With our global footprint, we can perform locally, anticipate our customer needs globally, and always stay in compliance with the various regulations. So, our approach, especially in our fragmented world, is global business strategy. We have strong roots here in France, in Italy, and in the United States. We are proud of them, as we are building our future on our origins. We respect each one of those histories. And of course, Stellantis has a great legacy here in France. A legacy that will also lead us into a stronger future. We are the undisputed leader in the French auto industry, with legendary brands, diverse portfolio, and strong engineering and industrial presence. We are proudly producing Peugeot, Citroën, DS, Opel, Fiat, and Vauxhall models in our 12 assembly and component plants. We are the top vehicle manufacturer in France, with more than 600,000 cars produced last year. And we are the French electrification leader, with 32.2% of passenger cars market share in the first half of 2022. We are even stronger in the light commercial vehicle segment, with 44.7% of market share. With yesterday's announcement of 3 additional Peugeot electric models to be produced in our Mulhouse facility, Stellantis reaffirms its unquestionable industrial and commercial leadership here in France. We will total 12 electric models by 2025, built with great pride and passion by our employees spread across 7 French regions. Together with ACC in Douvrin, we are constructing the first gigafactory in the country, due to have 40 gigawatt-hour per year. This will strengthen the value chain in France, supported by French technology developed in Bruges, close to Bordeaux. All to power the next generation of our vehicles. And I'm also proud that we are innovating more than our competitors. We hold the top spot for OEM patents in France, with 1,035 patents last year. We are also investing in our component plants to anticipate the necessary transition through the co-construction process with our union partners. Securing the continuity of their activity and supporting our employees through upskilling programs. These are large transformational shifts for our company and the country alike. As happened in the past, Stellantis will keep balancing the demands of national development with a responsible, profitable business. Because in an industry that's defined by mobility, no company can afford to stay still. We never take for granted the risk of disappearing in the face of new entrants to the European market. Whatever comes next, it's likely to follow an unpredictable script. As far out as we can see right now, the world's fragmentation is becoming an ever-increasing threat. Since the start of the war in Ukraine, the conflict has changed the world, even more from a geopolitical risk and the economy to energy, trade, and inflation. Today, we operate in a shaky reality, an age of constant crisis. Urgent issues shove aside the important ones. In ordinary times, it would be hard to cope with raw material scarcity, semiconductor shortage, and skyrocketing energy bills. It's much harder today among rising interest rates, financial instability facing countries, and a European car market expected to be much lower than the pre-COVID years. This is why our Dare Forward 2030 strategic plan is our lighthouse. The plan increases Stellantis' resilience to global shocks and gives us a competitive advantage to strengthen our business ambition. I will share a few quick highlights We have an aggressive electrification that is progressing at full speed, thanks to an engineering firepower that few of our rivals have. Our all-new fully electric Jeep Avenger is the first ever BEV for the brand and debuts here in Paris. It is evidence of our 75 BEVs to be launched out of our 4 Stella platforms. We are also in the front-runner position in hydrogen technology, with an LCV already available for Peugeot, Citroën, and Opel customers. It's a breakthrough innovation that represents one of the crucial alternatives to fossil fuels. We have a strengthened battery ecosystem that aims to produce the most innovative and sustainable batteries on the market, with a huge potential in terms of clean mobility, energy efficiency, and job creation. We have a sophisticated software team building our 3 future AI-powered platforms: Stella Brain, Stella Smart Cockpit, and Stella Autodrive. To do this, we are working with the world's leading innovators, Amazon, Qualcomm, and Foxconn. And we have strengthened our focus on our circular economy activities. Our new dedicated business unit will meet our ethical responsibilities and bring additional financial values to the company, with more than 2 billion euros in revenues expected by the end of this decade. We are now designing for the circular economy to extend the life of a vehicle for as long as possible and to use more recycled materials in our products. It's the most sustainable path for our company and for the scarce resources of our planet. Our daring long-term strategic plan is just the plan to bring the drive, focus, and optimism needed for all of us. Because above it all, we have an ambition that unites our people around a noble goal in the service of future generations. Stellantis commits to achieve carbon net zero by 2038, a date before our competitors. As you all know, climate change is not only a threat for the planet, but also represents a mounting business risk. Boosting our resilience against climate-related impacts should be one of our biggest concerns. The nature of what might come, as well as its frequency and magnitude, could upend global business. We are taking a proactive role in decarbonization through an industry-leading strategy that sets our deep emission cuts to slash our CO2 emissions by half in 2030 against 2021 metrics. Our push to net zero addresses all sources of greenhouse gas emissions, from vehicles to supply chain and industrial sites. It's a bold, ethical commitment, one that focuses on long-term beneficial outcomes for all of our stakeholders. It is motivating our employees and appealing to investors and customers. As I hope you could see throughout this presentation, running a global company in this adverse, ever-changing scenario requires a long list of competencies, energy, and commitment. Obviously, financial and strategic acumen are important. Communication skills, sure, to give sense to the bold decisions that are required against the easy status quo position. But what really makes the difference is the tough work of our people. It's this work that is not often in the spotlight, the enthusiasm and the energy that all Stellantis employees share every day to offer innovative, clean, safe, and affordable mobility inspires me. Their commitment and their focus on delivering performance is exemplary. This is what makes me proud of my teammates across the entire company and why it is an immense privilege to lead Stellantis. As I wrap up, I want to note that automobiles remain just as relevant as ever because freedom of mobility is everyone's right. President Biden and I discussed it at the North American Auto Show some weeks ago, as they prepare the infrastructural needs for the electrification push in the US. And with President Macron yesterday, where we expressed our common view in the need for stakeholders to speed up for a better sustainable future. At Stellantis, we are committed to promoting sustainable and affordable mobility for all. The freedom of movement is a crucial element of modern democracies, especially here in Europe. To be real, freedom of mobility must be protected and then built together with strong collaboration between all the players. One can't just legislate and walk away. We need to team up and act collaboratively. This is why Stellantis will organize, starting next year, the Freedom of Mobility Forum. We have the humility to believe in the strength of collective intelligence and in a 360-degree approach to this societal issue. The forum will be the place for an open debate where our stakeholders will confront ideas and hopefully converge on some points. Contributors from business, policy, science, industry, and civil society will share ideas on the future of sustainable mobility, starting from undisputed facts and far from dogmatism. And Stellantis will take its share as we lead the way the world moves. I hope that you will join, and thank you for your attention.